Right. It's delayed as all ever. Actually, I'm probably too late even for the driver's brief. No, not quite. Let's join it, however. So, anything else?
It should be briefing already, no?
Yeah, I think normally 10 minutes before they'll start joining in a moment, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's 9 minutes before now.
I think all the admins sit in an admin channel and then join at the 10-minute mark.
No, I need actually the password. Password, where are you? There you are. Oh, we have rain. Well, that's fun. The field is very topsy-turvy. I've actually raced this track in the rain though, so I actually have a wet set. It's very warm actually, 37 degrees Celsius.
Yo.
Evening.
Yo.
Oh. Didn't engage my pit limits, huh?
Here we go. Yo. How was life?
How's life?
How was life? Hope it's all good.
It's right now it's kind of wet, but okay.
Yeah, I say so.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that is what she said.
But it's great, wet and slippery.
Gone from like 3 feet of snow and freezing rain a week ago to it's 20 outside and there's hardly any snow left.
20? That fast? Damn, it was still only like 10 here. Damn it.
20 what?
I'm jealous. Degrees.
Celsius. We're in
Okay.
Canada. We're normal people.
Yeah, you're civilized, okay.
All right. Let's get this briefing started. Welcome back, and this is season finale. Can't say how excited I am about that. Very excited. It's been a good season, tough season, long season. Hopefully everyone's enjoyed themselves. We're glad to have you, and let's make this one a good show. So we'll just jump in our regular driver briefing proceedings, and then end it off with some special notes for this race. Obviously, you all know this by now. Silver half, you have first half of the quali. Pro split, we have second half of quali. Pro drivers, you're not allowed to leave your pit box until the timer hits 10:00. That means there is no queuing up. Please don't exit your pit box before the timer hits 10:00. There's no overtaking qualifying. You need to leave the space between yourself and the car ahead. If you have invalidated your lap and you see that you're going to be in the way, just pull aside safely, and it is allowed to return to garage. So you may do so in quali. Blue flag behavior. If we get blue flags, stay predictable. We only ask that please don't defend the inside line when drivers try to do the overtake. It might be prudent to just lift off the straights. There are a couple of straights here that should be well suited for that. Just lift a little bit and let the overlapping drivers overtake you. You will lose less time like this. If there are any incidents, we will, as always, do full incident review the first 2 laps. However, since this is the last race of the season, we will not carry the penalties over to next race. Instead, we will do a points deduction for every penalty you get. So I will repeat that. There will be no penalties carried over to next season. However, if you are found to be responsible of an incident, you will have points deducted from your championship. As always, lap 1 incidents carry double penalty. So please stay safe on lap 1 or you might risk a big penalty for your points. If you want us to review something in particular after lap 2, that means from lap 3 onward, you will need to report it in the incident report form, and the link will get posted after the race. Pit exits. This one is a weird pit exit. It's kind of all solid lines, and it's difficult to see which of the lines actually goes. So actually for this race in particular, we only ask that please don't go straight on the pit exit. Try to take the corner and don't go for the inside line exiting the pits. That's basically what we're trying to say. So because the pit exit line is so ambiguous on this track, that there are several lines that you could follow. So we're just asked, please just, if you're exiting by yourself, that's fine, you can go for the apex, but if you see there's any dots or any cars that have crossed the start-finish line, be careful and just don't aim for the inside line. So try to leave a little bit of space there, so very easily to connect with another car on the pit exit here at Indy. So a little bit of caution is best, I think. As always, every driver is fighting for track position. Silver split is not required to move up for pro split cars. If your car has been off track, please rejoin safely. Do your utmost to rejoin safely. We don't want to see any rejoinings on the apex or with the car backwards or at weird angles in relation to the racing line and to the racing direction. Apart from that, voice chat, you are very welcome to stay on voice chat. You're not required to do so. You may leave voice chat once the briefing is concluded. If you do stay in voice chat, stay respectful, no discussing incidents, and as always, text chat during quali and race is closed to everyone but admins. We shall try to do a clean turn 1 lap 1. I don't want to spend time with the race restarts, so please be prudent. There's an hour-long race. There is a required pit stop for tires, so the weather is going to be a little bit variable. So plan it out and make sure that you have your pressure sorted, both for dry and wet stints. After the race is over, please don't hit other cars, and also try to not park your car directly after the finish line. Park it maybe after turn 1 or find a spot at the end of the straight, so that you leave the space if there are any drivers coming up who are racing to the finish line. We had a nice example of that in Brands Hatch, so let's try to repeat that, and let's go out and have fun. So
Danny?
to the season, yep, go.
Just a question on the penalties. How does it work? Do the seconds that you would normally get translate directly to points?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So 1 second would be 1 point.
Yep.
So if anyone has any points to spare, please punt Scott, and we'll see about.
Nah, I'm nowhere, dude.
Extra points. We'll see if you can give you extra points for doing that. So.
I vote for the piggies. There's a lot of piggies in front. That's right.
Yeah, punt the piggies. Fuck those guys.
Lord, oh my lord. Alright guys, go out there, have fun, practice your pit entry, also important so you don't hit any walls. You are released to go back on track.
Okay. Drying track at this point now. Oh, this is gonna be fun because I checked the weather, and the weather is gonna be like 40% mixed sessions. It's 20% dry sessions, and then there is 20% wet sessions. Oh, that math doesn't actually add up. Hold on. But I think it was about 40% mixed. And then 30-30, and now that adds up. person incapable of doing basic math. It's relatively simple, the line here, because there's literally one line you can't cross. Funny, I've recently actually driven this track, but not on a racing sim. I drove it, booted up Grids 2 for the first time, and that is one of the tracks you drive. I mean, not quite in this layout, but actually a very similar layout to this one. It does have this infield section already, but this corner is a lot sharper in that game. And you obviously do not go off the banking once you go back on there. The dog leg is included on the infield section. Okay, he's practicing pit entries. We could do that next time around. Oh, there's a bit of understeer on these damp conditions. Yeah, it is actually damp, not wet anymore. Actually easily pulled up there for turn on. I think time acceleration is however at 1, so at least they don't try to screw you over bad time with time acceleration. Because these guys usually like to do that. Tire pressures are already overinflated. Oh great, well, someone got immediately teleported there. Well, I have wet conditions and it looks like heavy rain for the entire qualifying session. That's very fun. God, it's stuck in the car without the lights on. they specifically tell us, oh, go qualify because nobody's moving so far. I guess these guys have to do final setup prep. I don't see particularly the point in adjusting anything more than reducing the fuel out for me. I mean, with the track being wetter than in practice there, I think my tire pressure should be fine. But knowing that I haven't turned a single lap in dry spec, so I know my tire pressures for there, and it's fine. Diaz is having his fun time with driving this car on the wet. Oh, you don't have to really short shift this car, it doesn't help much. But I mean, he is on an outlap, he's taking it easy. Trying to find the grip on the track. I obviously on such odd laps I push immediately because you don't really feel where the edge of traction is if you don't push it. So there's that. Yeah, he's way down. Oh yeah, it looks very wet. Oh, he's really tiptoeing the car. So I should be booked an overcheck. Actually, I can watch him. He's a bit into this corner. That's not full throttle, but like he can't take this corner anyway full throttle. He's taking out half half. I would probably just lift off mid corner instead of driving it with half throttle. That's just me. That's nice braking for turn 1. Not too early, not too late. This feels very slow, but my practice run through there was also very slow. You can definitely push the brakes here. He lifted off way early and then just coasted the car in. I mean, I don't know how wet it is. It seems to be stupid wet. Not just from his own board. As he was doing in previous practice session, it was also wet. It's not particularly too bad actually. Too much front bias clearly. Good chance he's already running max rivets. Now, I'm not even running max rivets on this setup. And he clearly sees both front brakes there into that corner, and that's just a clear sign that he should have moved the brake bias rivets. He's lifting even here. That's really harsh conditions if that's happening. It is saying that the range should diminish in the next 10 and 30 minutes, but like, well, my qualifying is in 5 minutes and the quality is over in 15, so still more like me. 154s. Not sure that's like. DS is actually only 2 times slower than Jennings. Actually doing well. These conditions seem to really make some people struggle. Let's just see how the rest of the field filters through. He has been already been demoted to P3, but not by much. Bogdanovic demotes them even more, but like still under a second off the pace. Considering that his driving looks very slow. No, that's a missed apex. Like, I'm not gonna do as well as he's doing in the pro split. For him relative in the EM split. Pro is significantly tighter. A and B. Those guys are unrelenting. Even when I push the car better. Yeah, now we have something for reference because Rinsendal has put a lap. And that's like suddenly 2 seconds faster than P2 nearly. I think that's a clear case that you have the silver split and then you have the people who are pretending to be the silver split. Sure, it's an Alpine, it might do perhaps a bit better in these conditions, but like, not that much, chief. But people are actually improving. Yanning's improved by a full second. However, DS unfortunately did not improve on that lap. Yeah, was nearly 7 tenths slower. Lost in all sectors time. Although not really much in the last one. I know that I can do something in the race. If I get another like damp race that isn't like it was in Bathurst, then I can do something, but in heavy wet conditions the car just doesn't have the performance against the other competitors. I mean, it's still not lost, but let's say, no, I did not want to select fucking drive. I'll continue to spectate him. The KTM has not even driven out at all. So he's just not interested in qualifying. Let's see, can DS finally improve? Yes, time for another lap. Can he or can he not? That's gonna be the real question here. Runs the line. Well, he improved by a full second, but didn't improve a single position due to that. And lost now another position because Lane has improved with his Aston up to P2. Still a case of Rensendal being like a full second faster than the rest of the GT4 field. 54 and 4. He's over here. Yeah, that looks a lot. I mean, the track might be drying out, I don't know. It's definitely the rain is diminishing. It's just, is it enough for the track to actually start drying? Maybe, maybe not. That's too deep, that's not gonna work. And he's calling it. So Rensendal is done. So I have to do something, but I have to go now soon. Got myself. Gonna turn the ignition on. But we can't move yet. Pit limiter. Rain lights. And high beams I actually have to light in the cockpit. Because it's so stupid. What are these guys doing with their Porsches in front? I mean, this pit lane is an outer-worldly punishment. Yeah, 51.4 I think it was from Rensendal. Is to beat. Car really wants to drive itself around. I did not change the toe setting, which was pretty low. And we're getting front locking as well. Yeah, the toe setting should have been changed. That's car's way too loose on the rear end. Sorry, but you slowed down when I could not slow down anymore. I had to send it there. Because by the time I noticed you, I was already braking for the corner. Let's see what we can do. Tire pressure is already at 29 high. Braking relatively early here. That's a bit fast.
Your lap time is invalidated. Please try to stay on the track. There's a slow car up ahead.
Can't see really anything behind me. That's the problem. There's somebody shooting by. Saw you. I had to just rejoin somewhere, and it's very difficult to rejoin there. My car pulled high side on me. Both of us are really struggling just to get this corner done. Broke a bit later and the car immediately nearly flew off the circuit. Tire pressure starting to get a bit high. Early braking this time around just so I can get a lap in at this rate. That's more like it. I'm 7th fastest, but I think I'm just about as fast as Pritchard was. No, Rinsdale, sorry. Not Pritchard. Pritchard is provisional pole sitter. Oh, come on, it got a stupid wiggle there. I'm bleeding time everywhere. Come on, shitbox. Yeah, Rinsendal is faster than me right now. Cheeky bastard with his Alpine. Clearly not belonging in the silver split. Like, I'm sorry, like, the Alpine might do decently good in the wet conditions. But not in the hands of someone who belongs in the silver split, let's be real. It's a bit of an improvement now. Bit of oversteer there. Fifth now, we'll pass Rinsendal. Just for not having the wiggle nearly 3/10. Track is getting faster and faster, I would say. At least it feels like it. That could be disastrous for me. Yeah, I don't think I have enough time for another lap. This is gonna be it for me. Oh, I lost time there pretty badly. Pulled up from this stop. Oh, I lost so much time there with how much wiggle it got. It completely screwed my lap up. I had 4/10s in the middle of this lap and it's just completely evaporated mid-lap. Why? Fucking frustrating. No reason. Oh, that is super frustrating. It just wiggled a bit in the final corner and cost me multiple positions there because those 4/10s would have been easily P7. Super frustrating stuff. Because that should have been multiple positions up the order. Now I'm just 10th again. It's super annoying. No reason for just the car. I didn't want to freaking put the power down ever. Just suddenly refused to do that. Why? So we need to increase the rear toe. And slash, I think, a PSI out of the tires. Because during daytime we're a lot hotter than this.
we have some wet conditions. Remember that curbs are slippery.
Yep,
Watch your
we will
wheels.
have a full wet race. At least it looks like it. That's fun as well. Goes 0-3 up, I think. The tire pressures. And yeah, that's just I got super unlucky in this qualifying session. Got utterly mugged. Poe has a drive-through penalty, so that's gonna be fun for him because he's gonna be last. Like drive-through is just on the track, freaking what, 40 seconds? 45 seconds or something time loss. Just driving through the pits. It's fun. Really fun. Rain is decreasing a bit in 10, but then increasing even more in 30 minutes. So I'm not expecting to go dry at this point. There's no reason to expect going dry at that point. That's kind of annoying because the track was sort of working for me at some points and then didn't anymore. And I have to then also now deal again with Runsedal, who is again, he shouldn't be driving in silver. I'm repeating this ad nauseum. Frustrating when people do that. Just put themselves into the wrong category. Like, yeah, the others deserve to drive and win. Not just you. Actually we can briefly check championship standings because I'm fighting for P2 in the standings. Yes, P2. All things. I'm fighting Calvin Sabanda, Indy Janetta, Van der Katzberg, and Scott Pritchard. Jill Samui is also technically in the fight. He's only 16 points behind me. I think that the total points for a win is 25. It goes relatively far down, so 25, 22, and 20, I think, for the top 3. So it's relatively slowed down step. Right, but yeah, Van der Katzberg here behind me actually. Sabanda already behind me. Only Scott is like, yeah, he's sitting on pole. But I can afford, I think. For Scott, yeah, he's 7 points behind me, so I can afford actually a few positions behind. I mean, a few positions, yeah, it's 20, then 18, and then goes 1 point step down. 17, 16, 15. So as he is... He is... how many points was it again? 7 points. I think he would win tiebreakers. So 6 points behind. I would have to finish. If he wins, I have to finish on the podium. If he finishes third, I can get away with finishing 7th. Yeah, actually, I can get away with 8th. So I have to hope he doesn't win. In terms of Van der Katzberg, I think he has to... Van der Katzberg and Sabanda, they have to basically... Sabanda is in front of me. I have to actually finish 2 positions in front of him. And then win a tiebreaker, I think, which means I have to actually finish 3 positions in front of him. So... that's a bit of an ask in these conditions. Van der Katzberg, however, he can finish a position in front of me and I will still keep the position on him. It's very interesting that the fight for P2 and P3, but effectively it's P3 3 in the championship is back here at the back of the pro field. 3 of the players are back here. Actually, if the fight for P2 because the Banda is back here. Just Scott who's dancing out of order. There's a lot of water being kicked up. It's gonna be fun turn 1. Brought 50 liters to the start of the race. I'll take as much as I need to in pit stops. Because we can refuel and we have 1 mandatory tire change, so yeah. No reason to not take advantage of that. In this tropical climate, because we're having over 30 degrees Celsius air temp, but like heavy rain. Absolutely tropical rain shower here. Well, I can definitely not afford to actually crash with someone, because any points losses would be pretty hurtful to me.
Go in double file.
And then I promptly overshoot like an idiot. I was doing this the first time. No, I'm definitely not. I feel this bending through the final corner here. I think this is very well worn. I should have probably opened up the ducts more, because I'm running 4.3 still in the setup. But they seem to be doing fine from the runs that I did. Although it is a few degrees warmer now.
Green light. Go, go, go.
That was a relatively bad reaction time for me. But I'm still somehow faster off the line than Yellowneck. Where's the braking zone? Where's the braking zone?
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Oh, there's someone spun. There's multiple keepers spun. Let's see, will they... Did I just jump from P10 to 4th? I think that's what just happened. I mean, they all spun on the inside of the corner, so... But I don't know if an admin got hit, because they will probably be more inclined to restart something if they get hit. So far we haven't seen anything. Yeah, as far as I can see, I've just jumped from P10 on the grid to P4. Because I placed my car correctly. Oh, it's a bit wide. Come on, shitbox. Scott is absolutely running. At this rate I have to finish on the podium. Samuel very wide there, but I had a bit too much wiggle. He could carry way more speed into the corner, while I was busy just getting the cut point straight. Dr. Novacek is struggling a lot here. I mean, everybody looks to be struggling. I wouldn't say I'm particularly struggling, except Montero behind me, who I think started a row in front of me. So he's made up a few positions there on the start. I'm surprised when I think 4 cars also got eliminated there in turn 1. All of those damn Porsche drivers. Maybe these guys get their stuff together in a few laps and start going. Or maybe not. Who knows? It's a very smooth line from Samuel.
Well done, mate. This is me, Russell West.
That's Bogdan Novacek very deep.
Car on the left.
And I'm by him.
Clear on the left.
Up to P3 with the Maserati. That's him wide. He's right on the brakes this time. I have not the angle down yet for this corner. Rear locking.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
No, you're not falling off. And now I'm sliding wide. Not too wide, but I did. Yeah, my left side tires are getting a bit warm. Might possibly be able to brake a bit later, but he cannot He's braking very much as late as possible there. It's a bit embarrassing to miss that corner as a Porsche, as a Cayman driver. As a Maserati driver, I have quite a lot of sympathy for that one, considering how easy it is to seize the brakes into that one. I'm lapping faster than qualifying right now. No need to push. Right now we're in actually a position to get P2 in the championship. As far as I know, at least. I haven't checked where our Janetta driver is. But the last few rounds he has not done too well. Ramsey was off the pace. Here he wasn't particularly there. Yeah, he's in P7, which is enough positions. Lost quite a bit of time there. But we're still in the first 10 minutes and it feels like we've spent like half an hour here already. I have a massive gap actually back to Jelinek. It's the next car. Oh, that's a bit sideways. Fortunately for me, I was not quite close enough to capitalize on that. But all of us are tripping a bit over each other. Not over each other, over ourselves. Trying to handle these conditions. Except for Scott, he seems to just be doing fine. Ooh. Hello there. I don't know, I felt like I broke at my usual braking points. Maybe just locked the brakes there. I did stream on Monday and on Saturday, as usual. But I don't think I will stream this Saturday. Have to see. Maybe stream Half-Life Alex again. The challenge has to still be done, and also I want to stream the mod finally. So maybe I might investigate into if I can do Enduro this weekend, but I haven't looked into it. First things first, we have to deal with this race. There's runner-up position in the championship up for grabs for me. It's really between 4 cars, including me. That being the guy who leads the race, Scott Pritchard, Van der Katzbeck, and Samui. Van Katzberg, Samui, and me started at the outside of the top 10. I mean, I started P10, but like the others were 2 and 3 positions behind me respectively. Scott started on pole. I got a good start and jumped up to P4 by the exit of turn 2. Because a few people got tangled with each other in turn 1, and I was able to easily just drive around the outside of everyone. And then one of the Bogdanova chicks that was in P2 seems to not be able to handle these conditions and lost the car, dropped position to me and Samui, and has since then dropped more positions. I don't know where he's gone. He's not behind me anymore. So yeah, I've been harassing a MUQU in very damp conditions. Which is fun. Probably more fun for me than him. No, what is actually the gap behind, I think? Yeah, it's actually 3 seconds. Earlier I read out of 8, but it's a bug when heading over the line. The gap gets incorrectly displayed as being 8 seconds. It's actually 3 seconds. It's a bit closer. That's fine. Oh yeah, I didn't practice the pin entry. Have to improvise that. I've been, alive, you could say. Doing well enough, I suppose. He's really playing with that wall. I do not trust going that close to that. But he has really good exits out of these 2 corners here. Onto the straightaway here. Which is a bit surprising considering how much understeer his car has through this corner specifically. But I think the conditions are starting to turn a bit in my direction for that specific corner. But can I pressure him actually into defending into turn 1? No, he knows. He knows that I'm not gonna be capable of just diving him. That would be, even for me, suicide. But in some corners I think I am actually braking later than him. As absolutely insane as that is. I think this corner I'm very similar on the brake sense to him. Sabanda is actually up to P5 now. That's a bit of a threat. As long as he doesn't get by Jelinek. Because Sabanda is 2 points up ahead in the championship to me. If he scores... And I think he would win a tiebreaker with me, so... And with how the points are dished out for the front positions, which is 25 for the race winner, 22 for P2, 20 for P3, 14 for, not 14, 18 for P4, and 17 for P5. Currently that's still in my favor. It's just enough. And I'm also really putting Samui right now under pressure.
There's a car leaving the pit lane, watch out.
Okay, that car exit behind us. He's pushing sometimes this corner. Oh, I got lock. My rear left locked there. Oh, I think my entire left side just locked up. You got kicked out of BBS? That's interesting. I don't know. I mean, I didn't... I don't know if they had attendance rules. I'd study the rulebook, you know, for that shit. Somebody assaulted the marker boards there. Usually it's a bit much. I mean, removing you out of championship to open up some slots is understandable considering you stopped attending. But I didn't get into trouble when I think I missed only 2 rounds at the end of last season. There's that. We have Jelinek behind. I think he is technically one of the faster guys. Oh, yeah, he's pro split. With us, he's just not had a good day. Oh, getting lockups here. Conditions are getting worse right now. It's not going in my favor. Yeah, I could actually... I'm not sure I could have actually moved the brake bias any further rearwards. Because we're starting to hit that problem. That we maxed out the rearward bias on the car. How's the weather looking? It's gonna stay stable like this. I mean, I'm sort of keeping tabs still on him. I'm just not in really a position to pressure him much more than I'm already doing. That corner is so difficult. Yeah, that's an understatement being brave, but the car seems to really work. I've actually done this before in another championship, drove this track for 2.4 hours in wet conditions, but I think it was less wet than here right now. Yeah, this track is difficult with this car with the heavy braking zones, but for some reason the car performs still acceptably well, I would say. Still got decent performance in dry or wet. And well, wet challenges a lot of drivers who usually already struggle just to get around the circuit, so when they get thrown a curveball, and for me it's just Tuesday. Well, you get a lot more slip. Like, Indy, interestingly enough, I run higher brake pressure a bit than on other circuits. The car usually ships per default with 92% brake power. A lot of people just turn that down to 80. This is the minimum setting. I keep it at 92. And just modulate my brake pedal. I have to now be a bit attentive because I'm actually attacking him. Yeah, the Maserati usually doesn't have too much in wheel spin problems in dry conditions. You don't really notice TC missing on this car. Most of the time. There are corners, obviously, but like... in dry, that's not a issue, but... as demonstrated, wet can make things like that happen, where in a corner that is usually a non-issue, you suddenly get massive oversteer. There's quite a few corners where you just... oh, no! Okay, I need to focus. Get back on it. Conditions are very treacherous. Lucky catch, because it didn't change direction. The thing didn't pendulum out on me. It lost momentum enough to stop doing that. But yeah, that can... actually, Sabanda is now P4 behind me. So I am actually under pressure to pass this guy so I can keep... so I can get pizza in the championship standings. So come on! What's happening now? Suddenly the car doesn't want to work. Now I'm throwing the curveball. Up until this point the car was working fine. Oh, we're getting aquaplaning through this corner. Yeah, it's getting more treacherous. I think that is a clear sign the track is more wet than before. When I start getting aquaplaning through that corner. But if I start getting aquaplaning through there, the other guys are not doing particularly much better there either. This is a 1 hour race, so I've been only half an hour on this tire set. Oh yeah, we're starting to deal with the Maserati problem, which I was, to get back to that point, how does it work in the wet? Well, this car can only move the brake bias to 49%. You cannot move it any further rearwards. 49 to 51 is as far as it rearward goes. You can move it more forwards, but that doesn't help. So even in damp conditions, you very quickly max out the brake bias rearwards. And this is what has happened. And when it gets even wetter, you start having just still front locking into corners. Even though you've moved the brake bias rearwards as much as it can. So you have to be extra cautious and sacrifice even more braking. And that seems to start happening now into turn 1. But we're still faster than Samui actually. I've made up ground on this lap to him. Oh, but you know there's aquaplaning here. Oh, he's lost it. But he actually pulled it up, wow. I was sure that he's gonna fly into the grass there, but he actually got the car back under control. I mean, the car at the end of its life was the car was in general already it started its life as a cup car back in 2011. So it got later in life, back I think 2016 or 2017, converted into a GT4 car. With to fulfill some sort of GT4 homologation requirement. Once that was installed, it was basically run by like smaller privateer teams. I would expect, I don't know quite. There's only one livery technically in this game for this car, so you can sort of figure it out. It's similar to the Lambo. So when you're a small privateer team and you're driving a difficult to drive car, why would you bring it out in wet conditions where you're anyway gonna just bin the thing? We're just asking to bin it, so why would you bring it out? Like, that doesn't make a point. It is, interestingly enough, very good in damp conditions. It is actually stupidly good, because it doesn't handle wet on its dry tires very well, so you can just... So you're better off switching onto wet tires early in wet conditions. They effectively function as interbeds on this car. And you can just humiliate the competition. Because you have actually functioning tires while they are struggling to make wet or dries work. In that switchover period, when they are trying to make dry tires work, you're fast on the wet tires. So.
There's a car stupid thing.
Pretty sure that more than, I think, one car actually got ever converted into... Because I think I saw even an auction for a Maserati with the details of it being converted into GT4 spec. Effectively... But I was distinguishing there in this case with privateers. The gentleman drivers of the gentleman drivers. In any case, we have the car on ACC, so it can be used, and it is very viable on some circuits. Like Watkins Glen, it's the fastest car in my opinion. It is completely overpowered, kind of, at the Glen. Obviously, you can send an alien out and he can still beat you, but like, the thing is very good at the Glen. So, should I pit now to jump him, or should I do another lap?
We're at the halfway mark. Keep pushing.
I think I'm gonna do another lap. Although it's a bit risky because I think I'm gonna run up against the guy in front. Well, we are right now in P2 for pit cycle. So, nice to see. Right, tire pressures. They've very much plummeted in these conditions here. Because it's gotten very wet. Okay, that guy is even into the grass. I mean, the conditions here that they've set up for this are like fun, because with heavy rain and we have like 34 degrees Celsius, so it's like, great. That's a fun combination. I mean, at least I don't have to sit in that climate. You would probably be dying from how much you need to sweat, because it's just tropical. It's like... So, right. Okay, we need, I think, 1.5. % there. And not 1.5%, we need 1.5 PSI. Also, I need to adjust how much fuel I need. It's figure that briefly out. It says 14 liters. You're saying the MUQU does surprisingly well, and I have PTSD of driving the MUQU at Monza in the wet. We're not the same. So we're on pit limiter. So right, let's take, I think, 30 liters to be safe. So. Right. Pit stop time. First set of wet tires on. Oh, the rain has a different icon right now for the current rain conditions. There is like, there's not, how to describe the icon. It's long continuous stripes instead of those small dashed stripes. Yeah, and one of the quirks with this car, I don't drive with auto clutch on. You can. This car has, similar to the Audi R8, the Porsche 911 Gen 2, the Lambo, it has, and the M4, the GT4 M4, has an effectively semi-automatic clutch. So you don't need to press the clutch when you stop, the car will automatically engage the clutch for you. So you can, when jumping off the jacks, just press the starter in, have the throttle, be on the throttle and have first gear in, and the thing just rolls off. Although it does it a lot less smoothly than, you know, there's Samui, he's jumping still. My maneuver has not succeeded, unfortunately. Samui was faster than me. Unfortunately, Samui has beaten me out of bits. Yeah, I remember the, I mean, there's light rain with the small dashes, with single or small dashes, and then there's what I usually call heavy rain, which is the two sets of small dashes on top of each other. What I usually refer to as heavy rain. I mean, it's the current condition. The next condition is actually just the double dashed. So the usual one. So it's actually, if you say that's heavy rain, that means it's gonna get lighter. I would refer to that the rain will lighten at that point. But it's difficult to figure out. Oh god. That was surprising how the car didn't stop. Oh, come on. Can check in a sec what the track status is. My hand's a bit full. Wet. I mean, what else would you expect, kind of? It's like, the track has to be stupidly wet for it to go flooded. I've never actually seen it in flooded condition. Actually, I have seen it once, but I wasn't driving in that race. And it technically didn't happen during the race, it happened after the race. That was a Monza race where people were wrecking on the approach to the parabolica on the formation lap. And then once the race started, I think P4 aquaplaned on the caught a puddle on the front stretch and spun out and collected the entire field. And I was stewarding, so call that fun times. And yeah, that's after that race was done. It was on wet the entire time, and after the race was done, a few minutes after post race, it just the track jumped up to flooded. It's the only time I've seen it. Driving wise, I've never gotten close to it. That's just Monza things. It's like, yeah. A bit in the end, it wasn't even the guy's fault, really. It's just everybody got unlucky there. Forgot to upshift earlier. I need to go into 4th early to stop the wheel spin out of the final corner here. Okay, Jelinek has cycled out behind us, so he's importantly between me and Samui now. Which is very important to... Oh, actually he hasn't. He's in the pits. That was an oof. I saw that incorrectly. He was in the pits. He's not cycled out between me and Samui. So I still... not Samui, Sabanda. Oh, Samui is completely off. Ooh,
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
He luckily gave the room there, but I think I would have been able to back out. And we're up to P2, baby. Okay, I really don't like Snetton. I haven't driven it yet, so it's really look annoying. Yeah, that's... I don't know. Oh, fuck! No! If you want to pass on the inside, you can. We've dropped the position again. Oh, that's actually is Jelinek behind me for position. So Jelinek is behind. No, 3 times changed my opinion in like span of a lap. If Jelinek is behind me or not. I don't know if you sent that message before I spotted turn 1. Oh no! You! That was too close! Way too close! There was nothing to spare between me and him. Yeah, the car is so smooth. The car is so smooth out of that corner. He's going defensive, but like, I don't think you need to really. Yeah. Considering I'm just struggling to stop for this corner. We've turned it into a 3-way fight for P2 right now, because Jelinek is definitely in this now.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Still side by side! Okay, I forced him this time around a bit too much to back out. Didn't really leave him much gap there on the inside. But he's now alongside the inside of me! How am I able to give him room? I preferred the inside line previously on him! Stop poking at me! Oh damn it, this is intense! I think lift didn't lift as much this time around. Obviously on the inside line there's a lot more water here. Fuck, I locked.
Clear on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
We spent a freaking lap side by side with each other. Oh, that was something. And then my car immediately wants to murder me again. Oh, this is fun. Car in front is a lapped car, so that's also fun. Don't know how well they're gonna handle letting by people in these conditions here. In the usual circumstances, the back markers are relatively accommodating. Got further this shit. I need to brake even earlier for this corner. But he's not letting quite loose yet. This is not quite over yet. He's slower than me, but not by much. If at all at times. The track is, I think, fastening. Where are you going? Okay, you're jumping out of the way. Yeah, he matched me. He slightly went faster than me actually last lap. Oh, come on, car! How long is actually left still the race? Minutes. Okay. It's still a while. Can afford losing one of the positions if I want to keep my runner-up position in the championship. Which is honestly one of the least earned ones. With like 2 4th place finishes, 1 3rd place. Couple of lower top 10 finishes. I mean, what helped is that I actually took out in a few of the races some of my competitors. Actually, I didn't. I took out only one of the cats back in one of the races. One of the people I actually ended up competing with. Jelinek technically also, but like he's not in the fight for. Fuck, that's too fast. Oh, it felt too fast, but I think the car just broke in the last second. Scott is 25 seconds up ahead of us. It's a tough ask. I mean, I'm not getting him. What am I saying? That man has just been the class of the field tonight. I have no doubt that my performance is to be put up to whoever says. Started P10 and sneaked up all the way into podium position.
On the right. Clear on the right.
But it's not over, these guys. I'm not just gonna give that to me. Right now I have an advantage for this final corner. Being able to take it flat. Now those guys is 52.7 this time around. They're about half a second faster. It's anxiety inducing this first corner. I think there was some contact, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, we have light rain right now. In 10 minutes it should go back up to rain. And then in 30 minutes it would be heavy rain, but then the race is over. We have only 6 minutes to survive. Only in quotation marks. Oh, that was not good. Even I had gotten onto a bad line there. He had a worse one, but he's now under threat from Yellowneck coming through. Yeah, Yellowneck might sneak that one.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
I'm a lot more familiar with Sammy's strengths and weaknesses. And how the Porsche is performing. And very much anxiety inducing is that he's pretty good on the brakes. And I know he's pretty good for the final corner, so both of these are not good signs, but I'm still good out of this section there. Just need to tighten up these corners here. Okay, he is also struggling actually running up high, at least on this lap. He, despite passing Samuel, put in basically the same time as me. So that's concerning. And I really don't want to push turn 1, it's just too much of a risk factor. But I feel like I might have to do that. Because he definitely comes a lot closer there. As long as I can keep my advantage for the far corner, he's gonna have his work cut out for him. I think it's close for 2 laps to go. Might be only 1. Have to see. No, it's 2 laps to go. There's just enough time. Although Pritchard could slow down to give us 1 lap to go. It's dependent on him. He actually decides this. He has more than enough gap to still win this, and he just needs to drop like 4 seconds or so on the final lap. But he decides it. Not taking chances. That's a bit sideways. So I have lap traffic ahead with Smith. I hope he sees us coming. Pritchard has not seemingly slowed down so far. So far at least. When we head through this corner, we'll find out if it's 1 lap to go or... Yep. Okay, this guy gets out of the way. 1 final dash for the line. And Jelinek really getting close there to me. And he's carrying good speed for that corner here. Not giving you much in terms of a slipstream here. Oh, fucking idiots! Come on! Oh, fuck. Absolute git. Give the position back, you absolute asshole!
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Oh, they're actually both of them. Okay, let's go. Ah, they both give the position back. That's not expected, actually. Yeah, I did brake a bit later, but I think I would have made the corner. He completely missed his braking. There's no... question around that. He just blew it completely. He can brake later than me, but not by that much. He missed the corner. That's my opportunity to run. Yeah, that's amazing for both of them. Okay, I could have broken a bit later there. Didn't need to close it up that much for the final few corners. Yes!
Good job, man. P2. Bring it back to the base.
Fuck yes! GG guys! They did not make it easy. Nice racing, nice racing. Oh! Well, the important part there was that I at least finished in front of one of the two, so I can keep... well, actually, Sabanda had dropped back to P6, so it wouldn't have even mattered. I could have finished... well, actually, Scott is left right now, so I'm technically shown right now in P1 for me. But yes, Sabanda dropped a few positions additionally. Which means I would have still been... As long as I finished on the podium, would have still gotten P2 in the standings. Which is all that I kind of care about. Jesus, that was... Yeah, the final result, 31 seconds behind Pritchard. In front of Jelinek, Samui, Bogdanovicek, Jurksen, Sabanda then. Montero, the next Bogdanovicek, Jelinek, and Van der Katz back in P13. Man, he had absolutely a race to forget. He was nowhere in this. Oh, that was fun. I mean, I qualified P10. I absolutely didn't expect... I didn't expect at all to finish on the podium. I did calculate beforehand, like, oh yeah, if Pritchard wins this race, I have to finish on the podium. Otherwise he jumps me because he was only 7 points behind me, but like... to actually be in the position to finish on the podium, let alone P2, is insane. I did not expect that in the slightest. I knew that I could probably go further up in the race. The pace already was a bit promising in qualifying, but like... in the end I did get P10, so that one... it's a bit of a combination of bad luck there. Yeah, this should secure P2 in the championship as far as my math checks out. Sabanda is too many positions behind. Pritchard only gains 3 points on me. And Van der Katzberg just no. I'm sorry. You're too far back. Runsendal finishing P8. Another example of why he should be driving in the Pro Split. Although it's also... nah, I mean, that everyone behind me was relatively tied. Jelinek, Samui, Bogdanovicek, Jurksen. Like, less than 10 seconds each, and then obviously Runsendal. Montero, 13 seconds behind. Bogdanovicek, 8. Jelinek, 0.4. I think we had Jelinek at one point lapped, but he was... still, he had pitted early. That's why we had lapped him. Jennings, another silver split driver, and then Van der Katzberg a bit off the pace. And P3 in silver split actually a lap down to the overall race leader, P14. Which honestly, despite these conditions, is very, very surprising. Despite Pritchard's dominance and how difficult this track was to drive, to have everyone at top 13 on one lap is very impressive. That's indeed very impressive, right? I will look a bit at the replay. Because that side by side, that's something. Your laptop is about to die. Okay, well then. Maybe. I will go briefly over the replay a bit. Oh, that is something. Oh yeah, funnily enough, the wet races this season were like the best performances with under. Bathurst with P2, nearly P3, and now here, finishing P2. Okay, that's the end. So yeah. And Montero broke very early there for turn 1. Gave me room on the outside so I could just go by, and that was just... was half the field just gone. Yeah, off the line, the Ownit car next to me just forgot that the accelerator existed. Who is this? I just sneak by. Would be the 151 again. Yeah, 151 Jelinek. Oh yeah, that's him. Alright, so what happens here? Well, I think we just found the culprit already, which is the Porsche, the 137, that is K Bogdanovic. So, oh, there's a trouble. He's already a bit out of formation, very close to Jelinek in front. Cuts one side, cuts the other side. Brakes at a normal point, but he lifts off too much, that's the problem. He lifted off way too much and completely murders Poe. Poe would have had a drive-through penalty anyway. But he just gets murdered there, and is now... And Jelinek boxes himself off through there. So, the rest of the field, how does that look? Let's watch from a bit further behind, which... This one. The yellow Porsche. Like, that's back where I am right now. So, they're all going sideways, he's just boxed in behind and can't go anywhere. And that's why they didn't restart, because like 5 cars had fanned the cat's back. What happened there to you? Oh, you got sideswiped by... So, the Bogdanovic in cyan-colored car killed like 3 different cars. This guy got relatively lucky in his Alpine. Yeah, I think that's Runsendal. Got lucky there through turn 1. Yeah, because he phased literally through the Merc's hood there. That, to say that's lucky is an understatement. It's a very colorful blue Ginetta. Oh yeah, that's the that was Sabanda, who was sitting in P2 in the championship with 98 points, I think it was, and I sat with 96 points behind him. So yeah, that's him. With his Ginetta. He's been in the first few rounds very fast, but like since then has not really shown particular performance. Alright, so and we figured out all that happened here in turn 1, but yeah, 4 cars are there standing, and that's 4 positions for me. And I had 1 position because Jelinek didn't accelerate off the line, and then 1 because I passed Montero around the outside, and the other 4 because they were spun. So that's all 6 positions accounted that I gained up to P4. So we can show also where it's... I mean, he falls off the road very early on. It is... He's struggling already quite a bit. This Bogdanovic with his... Yes, there are like 4 of them in this grid. This is why I like start referring them with different titles and stuff. They're all driving Porsche Caymans. Not all Cayman drivers are Bogdanovics, but all Bogdanovics are Cayman drivers. It's confusing, to say the least. Keep track, right? End of lap 3 here. Yeah, thanks, man. That was a tough racing there. Very clean racing with you there. A full lap, like, side by side. Looking for the replay right now. That was some tight stuff and very clean for both of you to hand the position back to me after Jelinek basically forgot what the brake pedal was into turn 1. I mean, this got already close for me to make an attempt. But that was me up to P3. I was very surprised at how good this car performed in the end against everyone. Besides, obviously, Scott, who just drove circles around all of us. I mean, I got very lucky at the start, getting up to P4. And then afterwards, it's just... it was just putting you under pressure, and you didn't make that many mistakes. You didn't reassure me that it was definitely difficult to drive in these conditions. That was a time holding on for dear life. I mean, look at that. That's quite sideways. Out of that corner. I mean, I still get wiggles out of corners. Yeah, it was just prior to the pit stop. Let's figure out where the... That was the first overtake is the question, I think. It was this lap. You slip up and let me have a sniff at P2 and then starts going south from me relatively quickly afterwards. Oh yeah, here. Did I hit you there? Kinda looks like you definitely jerked the steering open. Oh, that's classic MUQU understeer there. And yeah, you slipped off there. You just opened the steering to avoid me clattering into you. Oh, you're still getting wheel spin at 40C. That's maddening. You were fighting about as much wheel spin as I was. Yeah, I could in this condition at this point take the corner nearly flat. You definitely lift up quite a lot. Like I could go flat for that corner already. Final corner was in the last few laps up for like the last 15 minutes or so. Upshift to 4th and just drive through it flat out. How early upshift to 4th and the thing and just went. I mean, just look at it, it's like how many meters I've even made there. Then I missed my braking into turn 1 and just go extra deep. Stay to the left, give room. How much sideways there was. I say that considering how much counter steering I was throwing at times at the car. I mean, there is some slight down counter steering. My usual exits were a bit more adventurous. Okay, there's a full locker up there. It's so civilized. Dynamic mines. Only slightly off the throttle there. Oh yeah, I wanted to check how close that got. This was way too close for my liking. I think I need to actually move a second forward, but that is... I don't know, there was a bit more room than I expected, but like... between these two frames there's not much. Yeah, that's about as close as it got, but like... it's still very close! I'm pretty sure I only in part survived because you went off the brake and let me go. Oh, that was too tight. I think we're gonna get finally to... we could watch the final corner here actually. Up the fourth, flat, flat, flat. A bit of counter steer. It's just momentum carry. Oh yeah. This is where you dip the wheel into grass. And now it starts. No grass dipping. A lot of room given. Behind here. Nice slingshot back alongside. I'm now on the back foot obviously. Side here. Okay, the speed. Yeah, it come down a bit, but I think you carry generally less speed through that corner than me. But then you somehow put your best drive through that corner that you ever had. And then I'm here on the slippery part on the outside and just understeer wide. You briefly break out of side by side. Yellow neck is nearly in my gearbox, significantly closer than I got there on the tight moment. So that's again flat out for me. Alongside, but the Merc has a bit more straight line speed here. I'm running two wings, so it's not... Let me slightly lock up the brakes and go forward. You can look at that in a moment. Just watch this to the finish. Very sideways there for me. Now the roles are reversed. I'm on the outside, you had a bad exit, which is why you actually backed up, because you were already behind, but now you come alongside again. God. And now finally I sealed the deal. That took a full lap of just equal overtake. That was way too much of a jump. That was... Look, give me... Yeah, you can see full lock up front tires. Now rear right, and it's just about clinched it down. Yeah, that was an insane battle. Just Maserati things going. A bit of counter steer. I could also look at the overtake of Jelinek on you. That's... Let's see, it's this lap. Porsche looks also a bit second hand, but I mean, he was one of the cars collected actually in the turn 1 pile-up. Just that he wasn't collected as much as the others. It's not this lap. This lap. Which currently it's lap 29. We're heading currently on to lap 29 for not. Is it again? God, the names are falling apart. Yeah, Jelinek. Or Jelinek, in this case. An easy pass, let's figure out when we... So yeah, that overtake happened on... Must be lap 24. Yeah, you dipped the wheel here. We're just complete lap 23 onto 24 here. This is where the fight starts. See ya, yeah, see ya, man. Alright then, I will look at one more thing, and that is obviously the final lap. This came in at good run through the corner, but I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna try breaking the slipstream a bit. It's back already. I go back on my line. Have to move again. Actually, I think he might have made it. I think this is the closest he's been to me all race. He doesn't look to be that much closer here. He brakes here. I think it's easier to judge for now. I'm looking at the onboard. Yeah, he brakes just after the 500, looking at the 400. And pulls up nicely. So when he heads onto final lap, he's closer this time around. Not much, I'm pulling away obviously in the later stages. Yeah, he's late on the brakes. That's very clear. Way later than that. Not by much actually, but this corner does matter. Get going myself. It was interesting to find you. Yeah, thanks. I mean, I can obviously suggest the YouTube things of subscribing, but like, you know that. You know what to do. I'm not pressuring you into doing anything. I will be back with more Maserati things and maybe some GT3 racing at one point. Okay, slow us down here. Definitely more Maserati. My SGP record is basically just Maserati over the last few months. I still need to find my GT3 main, but I'll maybe do that over the launch event on Friday. Gonna do some racing then. Till then, I think I'm gonna call it as well. Right. Yeah, maybe. Right. I mean, I'm definitely planning on driving certain championships. I mean, I'm planning to do track EU, so that's why I'm kind of considering figuring out what GT3 I'm gonna drive. And maybe I'm gonna do at some point some LFM again. Last time I drove LFM was, I think, in August last year or something like that. September? I don't know. It's been a very long time since I last touched LFM. Not for any particular reason. Which is usually the thing for me. There's usually not particular reasons for things. Right. Okay then. I will just call it a night. Good night. Bye bye.